Death, final mission, or just a transition? I'm Benjamin Bernstein. I'm here with
Maeikisala.
and we wanted to make a short video for you today discussing death. It's obviously very much in the air with the pandemic. I mean, in some places, bodies are piling up so fast they're having to put them in refrigerated trucks or burying them in mass graves, and the pandemic is just reaping a lot of death, throughout the world. And in fact, that has touched us very closely because Maeikisala's father died just a few days ago, not of the coronavirus, but it may have been not a contributing factor.
I don't think so.
But anyhow, the point we wanted to bring across to you is not to bring you down with all this death stuff, but to make the point that, as the title says, is it really the end? And our recent evidence with Maeikisala's dad actually suggests otherwise. Why don't you share a little bit about that?
So my dad went to the hospital last Friday, and I got to talk to him one last time. And then his transition was rapid. It was quick. I'm glad. And so the night before he passed last Sunday, a week ago today, Sunday night. And before he passed, I told him to go find Jesus and let Yeshua, let Jesus just guide him home because he's right there. And I left a candle burning for him all night. And then in the morning, I woke up and around 8:30 in the morning, and my mother had called and left me a voice message on my phone. And she had gone down to see Dad the night before, and he had passed, knowing in peace, knowing that she was taken care of financially and that all will be well. And my mother wished him to just go home and be at peace. And he did. And he left at 11 o'clock that night. So then I got Mom's message at 8:30 that next morning. It's not a shock because my dad was pretty sick. And yet it is at the same time. It's always a shock whenever you're someone that you were so close to. Even though my dad and I had a difficult relationship as of late, it was one of those things where I was always Dad's girl, Dad's girl. And but I have done so much work on his soul, on a soul level, and with my mom, that yes, the shock was there for sure. It was, I cried and I let that go. And I have, this is probably the second day, or maybe the first day, that I haven't cried at all today. Because really, there is no death. I have experienced the other side and come back from that. And only by the grace of God that I can even say that. And I have been in that place where it's just the peace and the bliss. I mean, apart from Benjamin and from the work that I'm left to do here, there's no reason to be here. There really isn't. When your time is up, get the hell out, go and have fun and enjoy your bliss, because that's what and really bringing heaven to earth is what we are doing here in this body, right? Uniting our spirit, uniting our soul essence, and in this form of what we call flesh. Death is definitely a transition, and it's just a mark in time. But it's not just. It is a mark in time, and it is to be revered and honored and mourned for the loss of that loved one being in that space. But as we have been told over and over again in one way or another, death is not the end. It is just not. So
your dad actually, we both felt him. You want to talk about your experience of him after he died?
Yeah, so that's true. So we sat and held space And I was trying to feel him today. I think he's gone on into the essence of oneness. I can't feel his individuality anymore. But I feel him in my heart. I can feel him rising up in his own way in my heart. So, but it's different than what it was when the day I found out. So last Monday, he came and he was present with us, and I could feel in his spirit all of the personality and the hallmark of who he was, minus it just in pure light, in his pure light being, but yet it had the flavor of my dad's persona. And it was so good to feel him and just be with him. And he didn't stay for long. I have a feeling he was there while we were sleeping. In fact, um, the night before we had an interview with Spirit Song, and she did her process, and Spirit Song felt him, but I didn't feel him. So it was interesting. Um, yeah, and so it was just so wonderful to be so close to him in this new way, in this way of his soul essence, just and in his perfection, and it's um the light being of who he is, unadulterated with 3D anything. So yeah, and then you saw Dad take off.
Look, yeah, for me, the inner world is more of a blend of seeing and feeling, but I definitely felt him. It was very clear. We both, you and I, are able to feel things in the inner realm simultaneously. We both have that sensitivity.
Yeah.
We perceived him
with a
pretty
different
strongly.
flavor, but we can still, yeah.
So he was definitely here.
Yeah.
And was a very benevolent, protective presence.
Yes.
Definitely a helpful being.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know, I haven't felt him so much, like you say, in the last day or two. But even as we're speaking, I still feel a bit of his essence. So I think, in fact, I remember him communicating to me that he's leaving an aspect of himself behind, sort of as a guardian angel type of being for you.
Yes.
And to help you out.
Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to working more and more with my dad's essence in the work that we do here, because again, there is no death. We are eternal beings, and eternal is really a long freaking time. Long time.
Longer than we can imagine.
We just go back, you know. So it's been an honor. It was an honor to have Dad's presence here with Benjamin, and that was really, really special. And I know my dad knew that I'm in good hands here with Benjamin also. So I'll be taken care of, and with Tribe, right? So and especially Mom. He was concerned about Mom too. So yeah, it's just it was just a beautiful passing. And honestly, I probably, if I was not on this path right now, where if I was still on the path where I had been, I would be a basket case. I would not be handling this well at all, because there would be so much that I would feel like there was left to be done, left to be said. And there just is no need for that, because the bliss that my dad has now is perfect. And he's back into the oneness of creation with our Creator. And that's exactly where he should be until he comes back again. So, yeah.
So let's wind this back to our main theme. Thank you. It was so beautiful.
Well, thanks.
Wow, very eloquent. Thanks, baby.
Yeah.
So the theme we're sharing with you today is, you know, you may well have a loved one who has died during this pandemic. You yourself may be nearing death if you're getting ill or something, and just whatever the case may be, we're all going to go at some point. You know, death, physical death is one of the only guarantees we get as a human being. So just know that, and you know, you had this profound experience of your own soul when you had the stroke, and you went into that, you know, communication with soul and have been transformed so radiantly ever since.
Yeah,
and
I know that prepared me for this moment also, for helping Dad find his way.
Yeah.
So.
And I have done so much plant spirit work that I have had a lot of experience in those inner worlds that are beyond the life and death realm. So we both know that, you know, death in fact is not the final mission, it is the transition.
Yeah.
So we're just, I mean, maybe you guys knew that already, but maybe it need a little reinforcing with so many people dying and fear. I mean, fear of death is like the fundamental fear for most people. And once you get past that, things do ease up quite a bit. And you can take life. I do believe you can't really live fully until you've really embraced your own death on a deep level. And then, you know, knowing its inevitability and being comfortable with that and knowing that there's so much more after that, it just makes life so much richer to remove that fundamental fear. So just some thoughts that we hope are helpful to you in this time of pandemic when there is so much more death than usual, and it's in every headline every day, it seems like. Just to let you know, that which you are, you know, energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. And my understanding, at least, is that your soul has been on a very long journey. It's probably around billions of years already, going through its human phase. We'll have a lot more cool stuff to do after you stop being a human, until finally, I really believe the game is rigged and everybody wins. The only possible destination for any soul is to merge back into the oneness, because that's all there is.
That's right.
So anyhow, we hope these thoughts are helpful. Again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. And
I'm May, and I dedicate this to the memory of my dad.
Oh.
I was really trying hard not to cry. That's funny.
I was going to do my little plug at the end. I don't know if I can do it with you crying, though. I'll try. Anyhow, if you want to work with me as an astrologer, shamanic healer, life coach, I'm going to get into the Awakening Plus, you know, group support program for your awakening and spiritual stuff. All that's at astroshaman.com if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching the video. We love you.
Thank you.
And this is probably the most unusual video I think we've ever had. I love you, baby. All right. Thanks for watching.
I hope this was helpful.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.